Hi. In this clip, I'll take you through the basic function of a speaker, and in this case, a guitar speaker. Well, the basic function of a speaker is based on quite an interesting phenomenon. If you move a magnet inside a coil of copper wire, it will induce a current running through this wire. And that is, of course, if the circuit is closed. You probably recognize the look of a speaker magnet here on a Celestion G12V75 guitar speaker. Well, a magnet has two poles, somewhat naively represented here. The magnet is assembled with two plates and a pole piece. These assume the polarities of adjacent surfaces of the magnet. Here is a cross-section through the middle of the magnet, the plates and the pole piece. The gap is heavily exaggerated for graphical purposes. The coil is assembled on a former, which can be made of different materials. More about that later. When the coil is fed by the amp signal or current, it makes the coil move accordingly. You could Google Faraday's law if you want to dig deeper into how this works. The voice coil former shall be attached to the speaker, so let's prolong it a bit. The purpose of the frame is to hold the speaker cone. It is glued or bolted on to the front plate. The speaker cone is glued onto the voice coil former and to the suspension at the edge. The suspension is glued onto the frame. The edge of the speaker is furthermore treated or doped to reduce the risk of cracking at the edge. It furthermore does a number of things to the sound as well, but more about that later. The spider secures that the voice coil only moves up and down and not sideways. It is glued onto the frame as well as onto the voice coil. The coil is attached to the solder terminal, to which also the amp is attached. When the signal of the amp, or current if you will, is fed into the coil, it will move accordingly. Doing so, the cone or diaphragm pushes the air, creating sound waves. Now this has been a basic description of how a speaker works. In the next clip, I'm going to go through all the design parameters of a speaker and see how each and every one of those can be tweaked to have different kind of sounds. Kind of voice, coil, form, material, and the material of the cone, and all those things. You probably heard about pulsonic cones and so on. They can make it a number of different interesting sounds. So check out that clip as well. All right. Thanks for listening. Cheers.
¿Por qué estás haciendo eso?